Murder, murder, murder media. Come and get it, yo, murder media. Murder, murder, yo, murder media.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the TikTok. Welcome back to anything that you're watching this on. Please share down in the comments anything that you see in any of my videos. Always share down in the comments your thoughts. I want to hear from you. I want to pick your brain. I want to know why you feel whatever for whatever video, whatever clip, whatever thing that I put into the compilations that I do. I want to say thank you to everybody that's watching these on every single platform. You probably hearing my dog. I'm out here walking, doing stuff. I wanted to change it up and give you something different other than just me sitting around at the house. I just wanted to get out and do some stuff. But with that one, I just wanted to go ahead and say thank you again. It's a banger. It's good. I'm going to go back to the old way of how I used to do it, which is just giving you this like 1 to 2 minute like little spill of, hey, how you doing? Hopefully you're great. Do all the gimmicky stuff. Always, please like, share. It helps me get out to where I need to be. It shows, the algorithm, where to stick me. So please do that if you can. And definitely, if you're on TikTok, if you like, share, repost. I do that always with people that always does that for me. So if you do that for me on TikTok, I will repay the favor tenfold. So with that one, I'm going to jump up in this mug. Peace.
I'm former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick, and I had to run out and live my life for 30 seconds while these things are all going on. And it is insane to me the level of suppression that the footage in the United States from the Iranian war is seemingly dealing with. It is a level of, censorship that we really have not dealt with in the United States of America as a regime that we've been aware of for years. This is something worse than the Bush administration. Like, how come this is coming out of China at Al Jazeera and not NBC? This is profoundly un-American. Bomb.
So a bar in Austin, Texas, around 2 a.m. on March 1st was shot up by an alleged terrorist. They said this person drove around the block numerous times. I guess he was just scaling out the place. And then eventually he came to a stop where he let off shots out the window with a pistol. Then they said after that, he hopped out the car with a rifle and continued to fire on the people at the bar. So they said the outcome of him doing all this resulted in 3 people being unalive, 14 people is injured, and 3 in critical condition. I need y'all to fill in the blank real quick. Sleeper, because they say this man was wearing a shirt that said property of Allah. And they said when they checked his SUV, he had the Quran on the dashboard. This is allegedly the person that shot up the bar in Austin, Texas. Him right here. I don't know the man's name. I don't know nothing. But when I find out, I'll let y'all know. I'm going to keep y'all updated on this situation. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below in the comments.
Is gonna blow your mind. This is the CEO of Roblox on stage. This is him pitching the idea of turning Roblox into a dating platform that minors can access. 18 plus experiences, thousands of adults will meet for the first time in Roblox dating experiences and subsequently form real life relationships. That's their priorities right now.
It did say you had to verify your birthday. What does that mean?
Get a photo of your face, turn left and right, and then boom, it gives you an age that it thinks you are.
So anybody that's a parent, you just have your kid do it?
Yeah, you can just buy one of these accounts with any age you want on it.
Where do you buy that?
You can buy it on eBay.
eBay?
Yeah.
Does that say 13 to 15?
13 to 15-year-old, and what this means is you can only talk to 13 and 15 years old. Online, they're joking calling this the Predator Buffet Update because it allows predators to select what age group they want to communicate with.
It's like this thing is made for them.
About that massive human trafficking sting that led to more than 170 arrests in Scottsdale.
Police say the 3-week operation helped them rescue many trafficking victims or survivors, including one child. Stephen Sarabi is here in the studio to explain What happens from here, Stephen?
Yeah, well, the big goal right now is helping those victims like that child that you mentioned, and they're trying to help them get the resources they need, like counseling. Now, advocates against human trafficking tell me that it's very important that these traffickers are held accountable, as this is an issue that is very likely happening across the whole
Scottsdale.
valley.
This was a extremely successful endeavor for us.
The arrests range from child sex trafficking, prostitution-related offenses, and luring a minor for sexual exploitation. 40 of the arrests were felony charges. This was done as a sting targeting sex buyers. Lieutenant Peter Michael says they went undercover to catch some of these people.
When we do have detectives that portray themselves as a 13 or 14-year-old persona, we don't actually use juvenile victims. This is all digital. It's through text messaging.
Scottsdale Police does this operation every year. For 2025, they arrested 202 people. The mayor making it clear that traffickers have no place in their city.
If you attempt to prey on the vulnerable here in our city, you will not succeed and you will be caught.
One, it tells people who are coming to town or our locals, do not buy sex here.
When it comes to stopping any form of trafficking, advocates say it's important people report it when they see it happening.
You can also talk to your family about trafficking, talk to your kids about it.
The fact that today in Dallas, Texas, the FBI and police arrested 244 people in a child trafficking ring. You heard what I just said? In Dallas, Texas, they arrested 244 people that were child predators. And the best part about this whole thing is that they found 109 missing children. So apparently this trafficking ring has been going on for a very, very long time. But the FBI and the police are saying that this is only the beginning. They're about to start cracking down on each and every child predator. Now, of course, we know that media tries to keep these things very hush-hush because there's a lot of people involved in these things that they won't like to mention. But children go missing all over this world, all over the United States, and we need answers. And even though they found 109 children, they need to find 109 more. And after that, find 109 more. And they need to arrest more people for these crimes. And now you gotta ask yourself, if they were able to find 109 kids that were missing and arrest 244 people that had something to do with this, how many more kids are missing? How many more people need to rape? How many more people need to be arrested? Good job, but we need more answers. Pay attention.
There are a shit ton of immigrants in Mexico right now from a very impoverished country. I want you to try and guess which country this is.
It's not someone in South America.
It's the United States.
What?
90% of all new housing in Tijuana, for example, is being bought off by Americans who can't afford to live in San Diego.
Okay, but that's also right on the border.
But there's a bunch of communities elsewhere, like Tulum is ruined by all the Americans living down there.
Yeah, train just went there.
Mexico City has open revolt against all the Americans who are living down there, who are all, if we're honest about it, economic migrants. So yeah, Mexico fosters a shit ton of migrants.
Oh,
so I just wanted to get
shoes on the other foot now.
I just want to get that clear. What I think the U.S. is trying to what I think the U.S. is trying to do long term is that I think the U.S. sees in Mexico the potential that it has to be a economic superpower. I think it has the potential. I think one Mexican worker is equal to 3 or 4 Chinese workers as far as productivity.
This is by far the scariest fucking thing I've seen all week. Tell me why a recent study found a 400% increase in people ages 30 to 40 being diagnosed with dementia specifically linked to excessive screen time. Let me ask you a question. You scroll every day? Have you felt it yet? Have you been forgetting things a little quickly lately? Is it harder to focus on stuff that's not on a screen? Can you even describe to me 3 Instagram reels that you watched yesterday? This is not a game anymore. The effects of this are very real and they are very scary. Your suspicions are correct. Your phone is making you dumber. And there's only one person on earth who's going to be able to save you and stop your cognitive decline. And that person is you. If you need resources to help you quit doom scrolling, I will put them in the caption. But you have to promise me that after you're done watching this video, you will take one actionable step to stop your mind from slipping away from you any further. Because as a human being, your mind, your intelligence is one of your most important assets. And it's being taken away from you right in front of your very own eyes. Don't let it happen.
a lot of these cartel operators are actually American born, American raised, don't even speak Spanish. One of the main guys that we featured in our episode goes by the name of El Gringo. He was born in the United States, doesn't speak a word of Spanish, and he's sort of a wholesale distributor for the cartel. And he realized he could do it. He could distribute the drugs really well. He was really good with logistics. And do you know how he distributes the drugs? They come in 90% of the time as official ports of entry. So it's not going
sneaking through the woods or
Yes.
something, or tying it to like
exactly.
deer and having them run over the border or whatever.
Right. Or little kids with backpacks. That happens as well. But most of it is official ports of entry. And then once it gets to the big cities and then gets distributed by guys like this who also operate of small town America, he's using actually commercial planes where he puts the drugs inside suitcases and has people like strippers.
Wow.
And never think that, right? I was thinking trucks or vans full of drugs, or the white vans full of drugs or something. No, it's actually in planes. A lot of times he says he uses Delta as his favorite airline.
Delta is a great airline.
Yeah.
I will say that, but I didn't know the skies were that friendly, I mean, they can get hella friendly if somebody's shipping Molly up there, I feel like.
Why New Mexico is so important in this kind of a topic is because of the tremendous area of New Mexico. Area-wise, New Mexico is the 5th largest state in the entire United States. But yet, its population is only around 2 million, and it hasn't changed that much, for years. It's even today, it's just about 2 million plus. And the reason is, it's just, I don't know, it's such an expansive state, and that gives the United States military research a tremendous opportunity to do a lot of testing of all kinds of military weapon systems and so on.
So if I ever shave my face again, you'll know.
Flip
It's a thing. It's not our world.
None of this is real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Then I watched everybody talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
The Israelis don't give a shit about human life, about civilians, and we're going to see a lot of civilian casualties. On the flip side, the Iranians said days ago, even as long as a week ago, that if there were going to be an attack, they would strike U.S. Assets around the Persian Gulf. They have done exactly that. They have hit the U.S. military base in Kuwait. They've hit the center of Manama, Bahrain, the capital of Bahrain. They've hit Abu Dhabi. There was a missile intercepted over Dubai. This is a real war. This isn't going to be just, a back and forth tete-a-tete over the next 24 hours. This is a conflagration.
The president is predicting, or the administration, I should say, is predicting just a few days of conflict. I don't see how that's possible. They're going to fight back hard with everything they've got, and that's inevitably going to cause the United States and Israel to play the victim, even though they started all this. And they're going to say, look at what the dastardly Iranians did. We have to.
Was because he demanded that news stations publish his manifesto, and his own brother read it after it was published on the New York Times and the Washington Post, and he was like, "That's my brother. That sounds like my brother." The Unabomber. As soon as the FBI found this out, they did not rush in to go get him. No, they very carefully surveilled this man at his 10 by 12 foot cabin in Montana for months. This cabin was essentially a Agents were waiting so that he could not destroy any evidence. They actually waited until he was just outside of the doors of his cabin when he was leaving one day to capture him so that he didn't go in. He killed 3 people and near fatally injured 23 people. He would mail his bombs to people he thought was responsible for modern technology. This was scientists, professors, tech guys. Also, if he had never wanted the attention from what he was doing, he might have...
store. And that shit can be falling apart a little weird sometimes when you cut it up. Like, you're like, what is this? It's not what we think it is, the ground meat. For me personally, I quit eating meat.
Yeah, me too.
But the veggies and all that too.
November 2024, I ain't ate it since.
Wow.
They're all the way back from it.
So what do you eat in as far as protein?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like even when they say protein, I feel like that's programming to make people believe that you have to eat meat. People eat cows. They tell you how much protein those cows got to offer. Those cows don't eat nothing but grass. So where they getting their protein from? Where are they amassing all of this protein from? When the same nutrients they tell you need from the animals, it literally comes from the plant. The planet provides everything that you will ever need in life without you having to lay harm to any of the animals that walk on it.
And you knew that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in some of these trips and these things. Did it concern you at all?
I'm here not to offer my opinions. I'm here to answer specific questions to the best of my ability.
When you saw your husband in these photos with a young woman being massaged, what went through your mind?
I am not going to speculate.
You didn't have any feelings about young women massaging your husband?
I am not going to offer opinions or speculation about anything that I have no context for and was not there.
After you learned that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of sex crimes with kids, did any of these photos of your husband with women being massaged on the beach, did it concern you?
I have no context for even answering that question. And I think, obviously the innuendo, all the rest of it.
I'm asking a black and white question. I'm not putting any leading statements into it or adjectives. Did you do anything to determine what was happening in those images or on those trips that once you saw these photos, once you realized Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted sex offender of children, did you do anything to determine what was happening on these trips with your husband?
I don't find any of your questions to be relevant to the investigation.
Well, it is relevant if a former president was traveling around with young women.
Well, you'll have a chance to talk to him tomorrow.
You said this morning you did not solicit funds from Jeffrey Epstein, correct?
That's absolutely correct.
Did anyone solicit funds from Jeffrey Epstein on your behalf?
Jim Carrey cannot tell you guys all about the counterfeit truth. He's already talked about it on Jimmy Kimmel and a lot of stuff. But people as big and powerful as Jim Carrey, they can't tell you about the counterfeit truth. But I can, because I'm outside of that system. It's because I possess special powers within. Because if you mess with the horns, you get the bull.
Seriously ride a bike? I do ride a bike, and I get out so early sometimes. I walk or I ride a bike, and I get out so early that I'm sometimes it's just me and the homeless people in Beverly Hills. And that's it. The other day I walked, this guy came up to me and he said, "Hey, you're Jim Carrey, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he said, "Got a new movie coming out, I heard." And I said, "Yes, I do." And he said, "Well, enjoy it, because the world's going to end in 2026. 2026. Try to get your kicks." Yeah.
I received a message from a concerned person. He wanted to tell a story that his family and him experienced just a few months ago. The Morales family was driving Highway 54 near Black River Falls just before midnight. No streetlights, just trees and fog. Their daughter said there's someone walking up ahead on the shoulder. Tall, pale, moving slow. Dad slowed down. It didn't look drunk. It didn't look lost. It looked kind of sort of unfinished. As they pulled alongside it, it stopped. Then its upper body twisted toward them. Not the legs, but just the torso, like it rotated without turning. The headlights hit his face. No eyes. Smooth skin stretched tight with two dark dents where the eyes should be. Mom whispered, "Dad, hit the gas. Go." They looked in the mirror. This thing dropped to all fours, too fast to be human, too smooth, and it ran into the trees without making a sound. When they rolled home, their daughter said, "Dad, I'm scared," and she wouldn't get out of the car. He said something tapped his window while they were driving. There are no trees close enough to the road to touch the glass. The next morning, a post appeared in a local group. "Did anyone see something pale walking on 54 last night?" One comment said, "Don't slow down next time." I'm going to show you the picture that they took. The daughter took from the back seat. I'm going to post it now, and you tell me what the hell this thing is. What?
Don't forget what 9/11 taught us. We have a bad guy. We have preemptive strikes. What's missing? What's coming? What's that thing that needs to happen to get popular support for the preemptive strikes and everything else moving forward? Come on, you know the answer. I told you the answer at the beginning of this video.
We out here in Livonia. This thing is pumping without pumping nothing. It ain't nothing coming out, and this thing is digitally still going up.
One is all electric.
Yeah.
For two, any car that runs off electric or gas need a ground. Just like you have to ground the battery.
Yeah.
Well, you become a part of that ground when you sit in that car and you drive.
I know it.
I was on the airplane today just thinking about breathing in reusable, recycled air. All the Wi-Fi that's on the plane. I'm like, man, I'm literally flying in a microwave. But you can't be
same thing with a Tesla.
Yeah, same thing. But you can't be so strict. Because if I was, I wouldn't be here having this conversation with you. So it's all,
Gasoline.
at least with a gas vehicle, you're not the battery. You still are part of the ground mechanism that keeps the car going. But yes, in a fully electrical car, you become part of that ground to that battery. So it's like you literally riding in a microwave. You might as well sleep with your phone on your head or sleep in your microwave.
Golly. All right, okay.
They'll speak about everything, but against these weird elites that are that's already out there. It's like, damn, you guys can stand up for all this other but those kids that don't have a voice, you guys don't want to stand up for that. To me, you guys are cowards. Every single one of you guys are some. But every other thing you'll stand up for, right? You'll stand up for all these other movements, but when it comes to kids being abused by all these high-powered people, all you Billie Eilishes, all you Bad Bunnies, all you people in the world, y'all won't talk about that though. Why is that?
Look at you. I believe, I don't know if we can look it up, but it was like Jerry and Jessica coming over, they want lemonade. And I believe lemonade was in quotes. I could be wrong about that. But it definitely said they needed lemonade.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in it too.
Yeah. Well, he must get pissed on, I think. Lemonade.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
You think
That's one theory I saw. I don't know. I'm not even one of these guys.
Jerry.
That's what I saw.
No, that's.
But
I mean, named is wouldn't that would be amazing if Jerry.
Also, why would you
Seinfeld
air
wanted to
quote
get
the
pissed
secret
on.
term though?
Because he doesn't. I mean, it's Jerry Seinfeld.
But I don't think he was sending it. Did you find it?
Yes, it says Jerry and Jessica Seinfeld are going to be sailing. Can I organize for them to come to the island for lemonade?
And is
Lemonade
lemonade
in
in quotes?
All right, I made it to
Oh,
close.
all right.
Okay.
Maybe Jerry just doesn't drink, and he's like, all right, he'll have lemonade.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
Once they're off the runway and in the air, they use the ether charged by the turbines. Yeah, this whole world is.
Hey, what happened to Jim Carrey, man? You see that fool, yo?
Oh, what is it? Him with that weird looking statue.
Yeah, they saying he ain't himself no more, man. They saying they got Jim. He do look different though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's like they got aliens abducted him.
I don't know. See, like, what it seems like to me is the real Jim Carrey got a little bit ahead of himself. He got a little out of control. He was talking too much. So they had to snatch him and they had to put their Jim Carrey in his place so that he can give out the right message. That's what I'm saying. That shit looks crazy. And people just be ignoring that shit like it's fucking normal.
What if it was an advanced AI robot and that's like, they're just seeing if it works?
Just surface level. That shit looks fucking weird. How about that? I'm not trying to get snatched. I'm just saying on the surface.
The cenotes, the trees, the air is just so pure and beautiful. The problem, though, growing a bit too fast for its own infrastructure. And I saw a video on this a couple years ago. The cenotes and the aquifers that are underneath Tulum are getting significantly, unfortunately, affected because the sewage systems aren't properly set up. And the dumps, they're just dumping in the jungle. It's a little bit crazy. We've got to figure this out because I want Tulum to stay nice.
So y'all, I just saw this. I'm in Walmart and I usually wouldn't post anything like this, but this kind of like bothers me a little bit. Like, imagine already having days, it literally looks like a cage, and you're probably not making the most money, and the place that you're working for is picking on you, saying, don't feed the employees like you're some type of animal.
Yeah.
Domino's, do better.
We lived in a time where it's like, hey, we have all the water we can drink, all the land we can roam, we have all the fruits and vegetables we need, we have the animals take care of us, and then these monsters came along and said, we can offer better, and you will accept better. We're going to put you in debt, but we're going to loan you things so you can be just like us, and it's bizarre when you really start deeply thinking about it. But we're generations into this now, so what generation is going to break out of and go, I don't want your nice car. I don't want your education. I don't want what you're offering because it has nothing to do as a good human soul anymore.
What is up? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, whoever you are, wherever you are. I always say, stay to the positive, never to the negative. Always remember that. Go up in the day, baby. You play, you won't make it one life to live. You better live it for today. That's facts. Stay ablazing, stay amazing, stay true, stay you. No matter what you're doing.